Greetings, my friends. I thank God for His mercy and His grace today. Thank God for what He has done and for the things that He is about to do. Um, I found a word here in the Bible that the Lord has placed in my spirit, and I want to share this word with you. But before I go on sharing this word with you, I want you to look at the book of Second Timothy chapter 3, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "In the last days, perilous times will come." Perilous times will come. Now, what is a perilous time? Perilous times simply mean a time of hardship, time of trouble. But what do you do when perils come your way? What do you do when perils come knocking on your door? Perils mean a serious and present danger. So we are living in a time when there are serious and present danger among us. But we have to know what we ought to do. Because the Bible says that the heart of man have grown desperately wicked. So we must be able to can trust in the Lord, and that He will deliver us from all our perils. Because I can guarantee you that there will be a time in your life when you will have perils knocking on your door. But you have to know that God is able to deliver you and set you free. Now, it was close to when Jesus was about to be captured, and Jesus and his disciples, they were sitting down, and Jesus was, thinking of how all this stuff that he's going to go through. He was talking to his disciples, and the disciples had an argument, and they were quarreling. The Bible said that there was a strife among them, and they were quarreling, and who was going to be the greatest. And Jesus was saying, look, you do not have to consider about who will be the greatest, because you are here to serve. He said, I am here to serve. And the server, the one that considered to be the greatest, would consider to be the least. So you are here to serve. And he called Peter, and he said unto Peter, Peter, the devil or Satan has wants to sift you like wheat. He said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you like wheat. In other words, why do people sift stuff? If you're a baker, you don't want to use the regular flour. You want to sieve it, make it refined to get if there's any bad stuff in there. When the people, they sieve wheat, they trying to get, the trash, or what you call it. In the olden days, they call it the chaff out of it. And you just want you want the bad stuff out, and the good stuff is what you want for yourself. But when the devil does his sifting, what he was doing, that he wanted to separate the righteousness from within Peter and the disciples, and get rid of the righteousness from within them, and then leave unrighteousness, because unrighteousness is what he desired. So Peter, Jesus said unto Peter, the devil wants to sift you like wheat. But he said, I have prayed for you that you may not lose faith. And now one could argue that Jesus only prayed for Peter. What about the other disciples? Because there was 11 of them, 11 disciples there. What about the rest of the disciples? Because if there was a sifting process that was going on, then Jesus only prayed for Peter only. And there was a sifting process going on, because that's how the argument started. You know, when the devil wants to sift, take away your righteousness from you, or separate you from your righteousness, then he would start an argument, or, you know, something. And a lot of times the sifting process gets into the church, it's into your home, and, you know, arguments start, and he wants to separate the family, he wants to separate your righteousness from you, want to separate you from God, and he will start a sifting process. But Jesus said, I prayed for you. That's what he told Peter. He said, I pray for you so that you do not lose faith. But then he said, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brother. In other words, what he was saying, that I prayed for you, now you pray for your brother. Whenever time you are strong, whenever time you are delivered, whenever time you are set free from this infirmity, pray for your brother. Whenever time you are set free from this bondage, pray for your brother. And that's how we are all to pray for one another, because we know that Jesus, as our advocate, has prayed to the Father on our behalf. So we are to pray for one another. And then Jesus said something to his disciples. He said, when I sent you without purse and scrip and shoes, lacked ye anything? And they said, no. Now, what he was talking about is, if you look back in Mark chapter 6, he said, and he called his 12 disciples. When he called his disciples with him, and he sent them out 2 by 2. He said, go out and heal the sick, raise the dead, do all these things. And he commanded them that they should take nothing with them, nothing for their journey, only a staff only. He said, you can take that, but don't take money, don't take purse, don't take food, don't take nothing, don't take no script, don't, in other words, what he was saying, that I'm sending you on a mission, and you do not have to prepare a sermon or a word now, because by the time you get where you're going, there's a word that is already prepared for you. So you all you have to do is go. And he said, go, and I will, he said, provide, bring nothing with you, no bread, no script, no purse, no money, no nothing. But he said, put on a sandals, and you can go, and do not put on 2 coats. But he said, go and do the work, heal the sick, raise the dead, do everything that I commanded you. But now, fast forward, he said unto the disciples that when I sent you out, He said, when I sent you out, did you lack anything? I sent you without money, without purse, without script. He said, did you lack anything? And the disciples answered and said, no, we did not lack of anything. We weren't want of anything. We have everything was prepared for us, and we didn't want anything. But this mission now that as Jesus is about to leave his disciples, leave this earth, there was a time of perils that was upon Jesus. In other words, Jesus was in clear and present danger. There is a danger that is coming upon Jesus. Jesus said, but now, in Luke 22 and 36, he said, but now, if you have a purse, let me read as it's written. He said, but now, if thou hast a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. So what he was saying is that this journey that I'm sending you on, take your purse with you. In other words, he was saying that it is okay for you to go to be summoned to a particular area or to a church or whatever, and it's okay to if you receive money, it's okay to bring your own money. But he said, if you have a purse, bring it, and likewise bring your script. In other words, whatever notes you have studied and written down, he said, bring it with you. And he said that, and this is what was, I could not grasp the understanding on this. He said, and he that had no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. In other words, that you're going, or he's sending you on a mission, and you are going out there to minister. But now he says that it's okay not only to bring your purse and your script, but he said it's okay to bring a sword. In other words, it's okay to bring a weapon. He said, sell your garment and buy one. And, you know, I always wonder, there are a lot of people who always says that, guns in church or weapon in church, all stuff like that. But this is where the Bible clarifies it. It says that if you have no weapon, you should sell your garment and buy one. In other words, this is more important than your fancy garment that you would wear. For I say unto you that this is written, that is written must yet be accomplished in me, and he was reckoned among the transgressors, for the things concerning me have an end. And it so happened that Peter, the disciples, they already prepared. And they said, Lord, behold, here are 2 swords. And he said, it is enough. He said, it's okay. 2 swords is enough. According to the peril that is coming upon them, 2 swords are enough for this particular situation. But he says that you can bring your sword And he said, pray that you enter not into temptation. In other words, what he was saying, he said, you can bring your sword, bring your weapon, but but you should pray that you do not have to use it, because the perils of the time that they were in. And there are many times that people go to places to minister, and a lot of time things happen, you know so that's the reason why he said, in these times, it's okay to bring it, but pray that you do not have to use it. Peter, even though he told the disciples, bring it, pray that you don't have to use it, when the time came for them to be praying, they fell asleep. While Jesus was out, away from them praying, they were sleeping. So they did not get a chance to pray that they didn't have to use it. And when Judas came back and he pointed out Jesus to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, to the army, Jesus said unto him, did you come to betray me with a kiss? And the disciples that had the sword began to use the sword, and they cut off the guard's ear. And Jesus turned to the disciple that cuts off the guy's ear. He said, suffer ye thus far. So, in other words, don't worry about it. That's enough. Keep your sword. And there are many times when we find ourselves in situations whereby we have perils like hard time, danger around us. Most of the churches that have been shut up in the past, maybe if they had a weapon in a church, maybe it would have deterred the gunman from entering into the church. But I always look at it as guns and swords and different types of weapon could not enter into whether it's a church or any kind of ministry that you're in. But the Bible says that pray that you do not have to use this weapon. But I want to thank you all for this great time of study, and may God continue to bless and keep you, and may his riches and his blessings be upon you throughout this time and forevermore. And remember, the Bible tells us that God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Until next time, God bless you. Walk good.